In the next section, we are going to move on to talking about function arguments. So I want you to create a new file and call it function underscore arguments.py. So the first thing that I will do is I will just come over to the functions.py file, copy it, and paste the block of code that we've written in there. So function arguments are basically a way of passing parameters to a function or passing values that a function can work with. So I'll give you a very simple example. For people who remember, like basic algebra in math, let's say, for example, we have x is equals to, let's just say 5y plus 50 or plus 60. And then they say, let y equals 10, and they tell you to find x. Now, obviously, what you know that you're going to do is you are going to say x is equals to 5, then you substitute the value of y, which is 10. So it becomes 5 open brackets 10 plus 50 plus 60, which becomes 50 plus 60, which is 110. Now, in this case, the function is x, and this is a block of code. Let's just look at this programmatically. In this case, the function name is x, and the block of code that exists within x is 5y plus 60. Now, this function x receives one parameter, which is y, and the function makes use of y to perform this computation or this simple calculation. So we pass y into the function, and then y gets substituted at this point. So we have 5 open brackets 10 plus 60, which is 110. So that is like a very simple analogy that we can use. Functions basically can take in parameters. Now, those parameters can be used to perform some computation or some processing within the code, within the body of the function itself. So we're going to see how to apply this. Now, here we have my name is Ayo. I am 60 years old and I am a programmer. We are going to tweak this function a bit to actually collect these values, and we are going to print them out. So we're going to be collecting a user's name, their age, and their occupation, and we're going to be passing that dynamically into this print function so that our function can dynamically print out different values based on what values were passed as arguments to it. So the first parameter is going to be name, right? The second one is going to be age, and the last one is going to be occupation, or let's just call it job, for example. Now, if you look at this function, it takes in 3 parameters: named, name, age, and job. So what we can now do using these parameters is that we can perform some specific computation or some specific operation with it. So I will add the f keyword to all of these strings so that we can format them to pass in these as variables. So instead of saying my name is Ayo, I will just dynamically pass in the name, which comes as a parameter. And instead of passing in the age here, I will just dynamically, instead of writing the age there, I will dynamically pass this in, and I'll do the same for job. Now you might be wondering, okay, now that we have added parameters, how exactly do we call this function? Now we can call this function in 2 ways. Now the first way is we are going to just type introduce self, and we are going to call it as we had seen in the previous chapter or the previous subtopic. Now if I try running this program like this, we are going to get an error. As you can see, we get an error saying that the function introduce self is missing 3 required positional arguments, which are name, age, and job. So the reason why we get this error is because we have passed these parameters into the function, which are name, age, and job, and they are by default they are by default required. So when you are calling this function, you have to pass in these values. Now later on in this video, I am going to teach you how to make some of these arguments not required. But if you try calling this function right now, as you have seen, we get an error because we have to pass in all the values for these parameters into the function. So let's move on. I will just close this right now. So in order to properly call this function, what we need to do is we need to pass in the value for name, age, and job. So I will just first of all say name is equals to Solomon. Then I'm going to say age is equals to 65. And then I'm going to say job is equals to, let's just say programmer. Now, once I save this and I run this program, I want you to note what we get. So you can see that it prints out, my name is Solomon, I am 65 years old, and I am a programmer. So what we were able to do was we were able to dynamically call this function, and we passed in the values for this specific user, and we're able to get these values printed out because we had passed them dynamically into the string, into the printing string using the f keyword to format it. Now, what we can then do is that we can do this for multiple users. So I can say Solomon, I can say Jane here with an age of, let's just say 45, and a job of teacher. And then I can change this name here of the third person to Simon, and the age can be like 12, and the job can be like student, because a 12-year-old would be a student. Now, once I clear the screen, I would just like to print, like a new line so that there's space in between each and every one of these printouts. Let me just do that, \n. Now, what I will do then is run it. I want you to notice what we get. You see that we have this code or this function being called 3 times. And for each time that the function is called, we get different values. So here we have my name is Solomon, here we have my name is Jane, and here we have my name is Simon. And we can see that the ages as well as the occupation printed out are different. That is because once we write a function and we are passing in values dynamically into this function, it means that we have created a reusable block of code which is going to take in, which is going to take in parameters and perform some processing using those specific parameters. So whatever output it gives back or whatever output is printed out might be different for every single user or for every single data that we pass into this function. So this makes the function very, very reusable. So instead of having to write this block of code manually for each of these users, all we can just do is create a function and dynamically pass in those values as function arguments. And we can call those functions. We can call the function and pass in the values that we want, and the function performs the operation. Now, it is very crucial that you understand how functions work, because as you progress, you are going to be working with functions a lot. And you might even ask yourself, but why do I need to know how to use functions? If the first reason is that it is just very, it just makes your code very structured. So like I said earlier, if I wanted to do it manually, I would have had to print, I would have had to write print statements for 3 of these users and had to change their name, age, and all that. But what I can then do is write a function and just call that function once. I'm sorry, and just call that function 3 times and pass in their values dynamically. And we have written this once, but it runs 3 times. So we're able to perform the same action for 3 different users. So it makes the code, number one, lesser, so it's less bulky. And number two, it makes it more structured. And it makes it more readable and clearer. So it's way better than doing everything, writing everything manually, which makes it become bulky. So that is basically how parameters work. Now, if you want to make parameters optional, I will show you exactly how we can do that. So I will just comment this right now. And in order to make parameters optional, all you are just going to do is type in equals none, and then equals none. So what we have done here is that we have defined a function and we have told it that, okay, it is okay for these parameters to be none. That is, if no parameter for name is passed in, then it is okay. If no parameter for job is passed in, it is okay. And if no parameter for, age and job are passed in, then it is okay. If I run this program right now, you can see that, okay, nothing happens because we haven't called it. So let me come down here to call the function. And I'm going to say introduce self. And I will not pass anything into that function. Let me clear my screen right now and run it. So as you can see, it just says my name is none, I am none years old, and I am none. So I am a none. So what that means basically is that we're able to, first of all, define that, okay, this function takes in parameters. But in the case that no parameters are passed in, by default, we're just going to set those values to none, and that will definitely be okay. Now, this is also something that I would like to teach you, which is setting default parameters for functions. So what you can do as a function, or what you can do for a function, is that you can set the parameter, you can set default values for these parameters. So in a case where a user doesn't specifically pass in a value for that parameter, you can just use the default parameter which exists in the function definition. So I can say the default name is going to be Samuel, right? The default age is going to be, let's just say 12, and the default job is going to be student. So once I save this program and I run it, you're going to see that it says, my name is Samuel, I am 12 years old, and I am a student. So even though I had called introduce self without passing any parameters into it, it was still able to make use of these default functions, or these default parameters rather. Now, the moment you try and call this function and actually pass values into them, what Python is going to do is it is going to override the default values that you have passed in. So once I save this and run the program, instead of printing Samuel 12 and student, we are going to see Solomon 65 and programmer. So let me show you. Once I run it, you can see it says, my name is Solomon, I am 65 years old, and I am a programmer. So that is basically how we can set default values for default and non-values for the parameters of a function. So if you set default values, then Python is going to make use of those default values. But if you don't set any values at all, if you don't set any, but if you set values, then Python is going to use those values that you have set, and it will override the default parameters of values which you had passed into the function argument.